All right, everybody, we've been talking quite a bit in the last few videos, mainly about the prices of video cards, how gaming's really overpriced in general right now, and how kind of pre-builts have become the go-to if you want to be able to afford a system until the video card prices drop. Now, at CES last year, I ran into a friend of mine, Shannon Robb. He used to work at Thermaltake after Ransom, but now he works at AVADirect. I knew he moved, but I didn't know he went to this company. So we started talking and everything, and at that time, he said, hey, would you like to review some systems? And I was like, yeah, that'd be really cool. And by the way, I don't get to keep this system. I'm paid no money. There's nothing involved other than that he sent me the system as a loaner so I could check it out and bring it to you folks. Now, this thing's completely decked out, pretty much. Now, I gotta say there are a few things about it, though, that I'm unhappy with and I think are kind of silly. And probably when Shannon watched the video, and Shannon, I guess they're both named Shannon, and they'll probably agree with me when I say this. And so first off, let's take a look at this system. Now, this is a beautiful case right here. This is the Corsair 570. It's a beautiful case, all glass all around. If you guys haven't seen it before, the controls are all located on top on the left-hand side. It's just very, very beautiful. Aesthetically, this is one of the nicest cases I think that there is out there, and it actually has 6 fans included in it, 3 in the front, 2 on top, and 1 in the back to keep all of that hot air circulating and blowing out the back of that system. Also, this system comes out of the box already overclocked. So in the notes they sent me, it says that you're going to get a 10 to 20% performance boost depending on the application and what you're doing. So that's pretty cool. Right out of the box comes overclocked. Now, the CPU, i7-8700K, perfect for overclocking. Motherboard, the Asus Maximus Hero board, very nice board, lots of features. 32 gigabytes of Kingston HyperX memory, the latest DDR4, really nice stuff. Also, it says that inside this system, there are 2 250 gigabyte NVMe RAID drives, or an Evo 960. Now, I couldn't find either the Evo 960s, and looking around the flashlight, I haven't opened the whole system up yet. I didn't actually see those drives. And then for the other hard drive, it's a 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. Like what? What? I did actually go, what? Because it's like, okay, we got this system. Also, SLI, 2 1080 Ti's EVGA with their super bridge on there. So those cards right now are probably pretty expensive. I'm sure for these guys, they probably get them at the normal market price, unlike us who are trying to buy from third-party sellers, but still pretty expensive. Now, if you're gonna have a system with all these great features, it's got a liquid cooler, it's got an H100i from the people over at Corsair, just like the case, so it matches up and fits in there really nice. You're going to all this trouble, and if there are 2 of these 250 gigabyte NVMe drives or SSDs somewhere in there that I just can't see, and they're in RAID, that's gonna be pretty awesome. But so then at that point, why a 1 terabyte Barracuda? I mean, we're at $4,000. What's $30 more? I mean, that's the only part about the system I really don't get, because if I was building this system, you guys know how much space today's games take. I mean, come on, Final Fantasy IV almost sucks up your whole hard drive. I mean, you know what I mean? So having a 1 terabyte hard drive makes no sense. At the very minimum, I think this should have had a 3 terabyte Firecuda in it. Those particular drives are like $100, so why couldn't it have it in it? I mean, obviously, you can pull the drive out and you can change it yourself. That's not a problem, And also, I didn't talk about the power supply, 850 watt EVGA power supply, gold certified, all that good stuff. So what you got here is a 4K, totally custom built system. Now, real quick, when the system arrived at my door, it actually came in 2 boxes. There was a big external cardboard box, then inside there was some packing material, and then the system inside of this box. So we opened that up, took it all out, and even though there was a big dent in the side of the box, the system had no damage whatsoever. Every part in it's still complete and intact, and I'm sure when I go plug it in and turn it on, it's going to be just fine. Now, my question is, $4,000, that's a lot of money. Would any of you out there honestly pay $4,000 for a system, even if it's this nice? Because I remember before I brought you guys another system in the past. It was like a really expensive system from Main Gear, and even though you guys all cheered and said, hey, that system looks totally badass, most people out there were like, wow, there's no way I'd be able to pay for that, you know, in one spoonful. You know what I mean? You'd have to either make payments on it or just buy it in parts and build it yourself. But systems like this, coming pre-built and everything like that, are kind of easy for you. You know what I mean? It comes, it's done. If you want to change the video cards out, there's, you know, a couple cables in there. You can unplug it, bring your next video cards in. Right now, there's currently really no CPU you could upgrade. So this thing right now is probably as far as you can get. I mean, 32 gigabytes of RAM is quite a bit of RAM, especially if you're just doing gaming. I mean, this will do actually much more than gaming. Also, this will lead into another story that we're doing as well. I've been starting to mess around a lot with using PCs to do music recording. Well, I know you guys might say, what? No, yeah. But traditionally, I've been using my Macs. I started off with my Mac, using my Mac, and even though I have Pro Tools, I use Logic quite a bit. But as soon as Universal Audio came out with these things, said, hey, they'll work with a PC, I was like, hey, I had to get this going. Now, it's been kind of a hard road for me, but I got it going. Now I want to see what this PC will do, but using a different device, like a Focusrite, one of those types. And by the way, the Focusrites and the Motos and all those brands, a lot of them have some pretty cool features. But when it comes to Universal Audio versus those guys, Universal Audio 9 times out of 10 is going to be kicking totally ass. The only things that are really better are something that has Burr Brown inside of it as far as the inputs go and stuff. So if you had Burr Brown inside of it, it'd be a little bit better than the ones that they have inside of Universal Audio. But beyond that, it's the best. So hopefully I'll have the system up and running. It will totally game. It'll totally do music. I'm gonna change the hard drive out. When I send it back, I'll put their hard drive in it. But we have so many games and stuff that we're testing. So if I put the 1 terabyte hard drive in, all GS the camera's gonna be telling me, he's like, dude, there's no room on the hard drive. What do you want me to do? So the first thing I'm gonna do is pretty much remove the hard drive. Now, if it is the only thing in there and I've got to reformat and do all that stuff, it's no big deal. It's a hassle, but we'll still do it. I don't really care about that. But it's good looking. It's 4K. Next, we'll see the performance. We'll see how their overclocking does. We'll bring you the numbers. I'll even probably bring everything back down to normal just so we can see what normal performance is versus the overclock performance plus the temperatures, because in some places that's very important. So thank you, Shannon and Shannon, the people over at AVADirect, for bringing this system to us. We appreciate it. Like usual, I will have a link down below that like button. I hope you guys like this video, and I think that you guys will like the system, even if you don't like the price. There's no arguing that everything in here is really nice. This is honestly the quality of like what Anthony does. This is Anthony quality. Like everything's completely in its place. There's nothing sticking out, nothing ragged, just smooth, total, clean build. Now, a lot of people out there can't do that. A lot of people make comments like, oh yeah, I can do better, but nah, you really can't do too much better than this. I mean, this is really, really nice stuff. So if you got the cash, you're gonna be like this. If you don't, you're like, oh my God, I'll never afford it. But look at it. So if you have the money, hey, that's really cool, but check this out. You can also make monthly payments to AVADirect if you want to get a system like this. So if you really want to get one, just saying. Or you can sit here and do this all day long and try to get some cash. I don't know what's going on. Works for Mario.